The internet exploded. Thousands of comments. Panic spread across social media. Kevin O'Connor leaving this old house? After 22 years as the face of America's most beloved home renovation show, the rumors started swirling. Clickbait thumbnails flooded YouTube. Reddit threads went into overdrive. Fans demanded answers. And what Kevin finally revealed, well, it wasn't what anyone expected. But before we get to that shocking moment, you need to understand how a Wall Street banker with zero carpentry experience became the longest serving host in this old house history. Because this story, it's stranger than fiction, and the truth about what's happening right now will surprise you. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover changes everything you thought you knew about Kevin O'Connor. Maplewood, New Jersey. 1,970. A house packed with 7 kids, constant noise, and the smell of fresh sawdust. Kevin O'Connor wasn't supposed to become a TV host. He was just another kid in a chaotic family. But his father was a civil engineer, and that changed everything. While other kids played video games, young Kevin was on construction sites, holding tools, watching structures rise from nothing. His hands got calloused before he hit puberty. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Kevin didn't want to be a builder. He wanted to wear a suit and work in finance. And that's exactly what he did. After graduating from College of the Holy Cross with a history degree in 1990, Kevin went full corporate. MBA from Boston University in 1999, Fleet Bank, then Bank of America, where he climbed to senior vice president in commercial real estate. Corner office, 6-figure salary, the American dream, right? But in 2002, Kevin made a decision that seemed small at the time. He bought a house in 1,894 Queen Anne Victorian north of Boston. Beautiful, historic, and absolutely falling apart. What happened next would change his entire life. But I need you to understand something first, because this is where the story gets really interesting. Kevin and his wife Kathleen tried to do the renovations themselves. They were smart, capable people. How hard could it be? Well, they hit a wall. Literally. Layers upon layers of ancient wallpaper that refused to come off. They tried everything. Steamers, chemicals, scrapers. Nothing worked. So Kevin did something desperate. He wrote a letter. Not to a contractor, not to a friend, to a TV show. This old house had just launched a new spin-off called Ask This Old House, where they'd send crews to help homeowners with problems. Kevin figured, why not? Worst case, they ignore it. Best case, free help with the wallpaper. The show responded. Weeks later, cameras showed up. Tom Silva arrived. Jim Clark, the painting contractor, walked through the door, and they started filming. Season 1, Episode 22. Kevin O'Connor's television debut. Except he wasn't trying to be on TV. He just wanted his wallpaper removed. But something happened during that shoot, something the producers noticed immediately. Kevin asked questions. Good questions, natural questions, the kind of questions a real homeowner would ask, not scripted TV dialogue. He listened intently, jumped in to help, made jokes with the crew. The camera loved him. More importantly, he made complex renovation concepts feel accessible. The producers saw something special. 1 month later, Kevin's phone rang. Would you be interested in hosting this old house? Kevin laughed. He thought it was a joke. He was a banker. He wore suits to work. He analyzed commercial real estate portfolios. He wasn't a TV host, but they were serious, dead serious. Here's what Kevin didn't know at that moment. Behind the scenes, the show was in transition. Steve Thomas, who'd hosted since 1989, was preparing to leave. The producers needed someone new, someone different, someone who could connect with everyday homeowners. Kevin asked his boss at Bank of America if he could keep his job open, just in case this TV thing didn't work out. He thought he'd host for maybe a season, then return to his real career. That was April 2003. Kevin O'Connor was 34 years old. He never went back to banking. Becoming the third host of This Old House wasn't easy. The show had history, deep history. Bob Vila launched it in 1979 and became a household name. Steve Thomas took over in 1989 and built his own legacy over 14 years. Now, this banker with no carpentry certification was supposed to fill those shoes? The critics came out immediately. He's not a real tradesperson. He doesn't have the experience. This show is going to fail. Kevin felt the pressure. Every episode, every project, every question he asked on camera was scrutinized. But he did something brilliant. Instead of pretending to be an expert, he leaned into being a learner. He positioned himself as the homeowner's voice, the person asking the questions viewers wanted answered. And during his very first season, something incredible happened. Kevin earned an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Service Show Host. The critics started to quiet down, but Kevin wasn't satisfied. He wanted to truly understand the trades. So he spent hours off camera with Tom Silva, learning framing techniques. He studied with master carpenter Norm Abram. He absorbed everything he could about plumbing, electrical, HVAC, masonry, not to become an expert, but to ask better questions. He evolved from asking what to asking how and why. That shift changed everything. Meanwhile, This Old House was growing. The magazine, launched in 1995, started gaining serious traction. Digital content exploded. Social media opened new doors. By the time Kevin had been hosting for a decade, the show wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. And the awards kept coming. By 2022, This Old House and its related shows had received 117 Emmy nominations and won 20 Emmy Awards. Then came the big one. In April 2022, the show received a Lifetime Achievement Emmy at the 49th Daytime Emmy Ceremony. This wasn't just recognition for Kevin, it was acknowledgement that This Old House had become a cultural institution. Kevin published his book, The Best Homes from This Old House, in September 2011, giving fans deeper insights into the show's most memorable projects. He became a sought-after speaker. He appeared on podcasts like The Modern Craftsman. He visited trade schools to encourage the next generation of skilled workers. By every measure, Kevin O'Connor had succeeded beyond anyone's wildest expectations. The banker who accidentally got on TV had become the longest-serving host in This Old House history, 22 years and counting. But then, the rumors started. It began quietly. A few comments on YouTube. Some observations on Reddit. Has anyone noticed Kevin seems to have less screen time lately? I saw more guest experts in recent episodes. Something feels different. Then the clickbait tsunami hit. Video after video with dramatic titles. Kevin O'Connor leaving This Old House. The end of an era. What really happened to Kevin? Thumbnails showed Kevin looking shocked, concerned, sad, all designed to get clicks. And it worked. The videos went viral. Thousands of comments poured in. Fans panicked. I can't imagine the show without Kevin. This is the end of This Old House as we know it. Who could possibly replace him? The speculation grew more intense. Some fans analyzed every frame of recent episodes looking for clues. Others pointed to Kevin's age, wondering if after 22 years, he might simply want to retire. A few conspiracy theorists suggested the network was forcing him out. Reddit became a battleground of theories. Some users claimed to have inside information. Others shared elaborate predictions about who might replace him. The trades community weighed in, with contractors and craftspeople expressing concern about the show's future direction. Kevin stayed silent for weeks, which only made the speculation worse. Then finally, Kevin did something nobody expected. He made a video, a direct, personal message to his fans. And what he said, well, let me tell you, it wasn't the dramatic exit announcement everyone feared. Kevin looked directly into the camera, calm, sincere, no corporate script, just honesty. I'm not leaving this old house. 5 simple words that sent relief flooding through millions of fans. But Kevin didn't stop there. He acknowledged the rumors. He understood why people were concerned. After 22 years, he'd become family to viewers across America. Of course they'd worry about changes. But here's what Kevin also said, and this is crucial. He talked about evolution, about how any show that's been on air since 1979 has to adapt. How This Old House had successfully transitioned from Bob Vila to Steve Thomas, then to him. How the show's strength isn't just one person, it's the entire team. The trades, experts, the crew, the mission to educate homeowners. Kevin hinted that while he's not leaving, change is inevitable. The media landscape is different now. Streaming, social media, short-form content, YouTube, TikTok. The The show has to meet audiences where they are. Some fans read between the lines. Was Kevin preparing them for a gradual transition? Maybe sharing hosting duties with someone younger? Stepping back into a different role while remaining part of the show? The truth is, nobody knows exactly what the future holds. But Kevin made one thing crystal clear. He's not walking away. Not now. Not soon. This Old House is more than a TV show. It's a cultural institution that's been teaching Americans about home renovation for over 4 decades. Over 1,100 episodes, more than 20 million people reached every month across TV, digital, print, and social platforms. The show has always survived transitions. It's built on a foundation stronger than any one person. Trade craftsmanship, respect for homeowners, educational integrity. Those values don't change with the host. But Kevin's role in preserving and growing that legacy cannot be overstated. He took a show that could have faded into nostalgia and made it relevant for modern audiences. He embraced new platforms. He adapted to changing viewer habits. He made renovation accessible to millions who never thought they could tackle their own projects. And here's what makes Kevin truly special. He never pretended to be something he wasn't. He didn't claim to be the best carpenter or the most skilled tradesperson. He remained the curious homeowner, asking questions, learning constantly, and bringing viewers along for the journey. That authenticity is why fans reacted so emotionally to the exit rumors. They don't just respect Kevin as a host, they trust him. They've invited him into their homes for over 2 decades. He's guided them through their own renovation projects. He's made them believe that with the right knowledge and the right team, they can transform their houses into homes. So yes, Kevin O'Connor will eventually step back. Every host does. But when that day comes, it won't be a sudden departure. It'll be a thoughtful transition, carefully planned to honor the show's legacy while preparing for its future. For now, though, This Old House fans can breathe easy. Kevin's not going anywhere. The story of Kevin O'Connor is ultimately a story about unexpected opportunities and authentic curiosity. A banker who wrote a letter about wallpaper became the longest-serving host of America's most trusted home renovation show. That's not just luck. That's someone who recognized an opportunity, worked incredibly hard, stayed humble, and never stopped learning. The rumors of his exit were greatly exaggerated, but they revealed something important. Kevin O'Connor matters to millions of homeowners, to the trades community, to everyone who believes that with the right guidance, they can tackle the projects that once seemed impossible. What do you think about Kevin's future with This Old House? Do you think he should eventually bring in a co-host, or should he continue leading the show solo for years to come? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the real story behind the rumors, hit that like button and subscribe for more content about your favorite shows and hosts. Thanks for watching. And remember, whether you're removing wallpaper or building something from scratch, the journey matters just as much as the destination.